I've always wanted to see you. I've met you here. And for me, I found people, they start talking to you. No, me, I'm here in the cells because my boss brought me over 350.
You got me down on the ground like I see double vision. I am some mirrors and mirrors and baby, nothing's clearer. You got me running around like there's so much to do, but maybe that's too much for you.
Like, but you know what? Everything that happens in life happens for a reason, for a purpose, and we ought to you know we ought to thank God for every circumstance, for everything that happens in our lives. And for me, I want to thank God, for speaking out the truth, for speaking out for the people. I was arrested, taken into custody, went through whatever I went through. It's all praises to God. It's all praises to God, and I want you people uh, I want people to know something, that what, if God be for us, who can be against us? Nobody. Now, I want to first of all start by thanking the police officers. It's amazing that the police officers handled me very well. And when you're speaking for people, the people themselves will stand with you. And some of the people that I was speaking for are the same police officers, the civil servants that I was speaking for. And these people, were like, you know what, Chella, you really, 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 really spoke for us. Uh, One thing I'll tell you about life is that when you are speaking for people, you never know who you are speaking for, and I was arrested, for calling out corrupt people, and those corrupt people, people are corrupt and wrong, and they say, oh, you've whatever it is. Now, some of the cases I can't speak about them because they're in the courts of law, and I don't want to be charged with contempt. But I want you to learn something, and I want you people to get something, that Chella Tukutah will continue to be the voice of the voiceless. God took me in the cells, in those cells, so that I could go and listen to the people in the cells. Our brothers in the cells are suffering. Our country's justice takes very long. For some people, justice takes long. And I was thinking to myself to say, we have lawyers, qualified lawyers in offices, yet justice takes so long. Does it mean that people are being incompetent or what? So you begin to wonder and ask yourself a lot of questions, to say, why is it that justice takes very long in the country? Now, God took me in those cells, in those police custody, so that I could go and hear the cries of our brothers in those cells. Okay, and I must confess that there is a lot of cases that I found where people are really, really, really detained for some of the cases they are not even aware. Now, I want to say this. Our police officers are good people, but they also work under instructions. Now, when they're working under instructions and they're instructed on what to do by politicians who are cadres, the problem is that at ministry level, we put cadres. Okay? And when we put cadres at ministry level, those cadres begin to abuse the law. and they begin to abuse the people in those ministries. So for example, if you look at Ministry of Home Affairs, it's the cadres at the ministry that have been employed at the ministry, and those cadres just instruct our professional police officers to carry out duties. Now, police officers are human beings. They've got families. They've got families to protect. They've got work to protect and all those things. So they can't really do much because they don't want to lose their jobs. So we've got to respect them. And I want to commend the Zambia police officers here in Lusaka at Lusaka Central Police. Very good officers, really handled me very well, encouraged me, told me to be strong. Actually, I received more encouragement, from police officers to say this is a passing phase, be strong, don't don't be scared. You are a man, you are strong. And for me, I want to state that, I'm going to continue speaking for the poor of this country. I'm not going to be corrupted. I'm not going to be intimidated. I'm not going to be scared. I'm not going to be frustrated. My spirit continues to be high because we want a better Zambia. We want a great Zambia. A Zambia where our kids, when they come to, when our kids are born or our kids grow up, our grandchildren will find that, we fought for a great Zambia. And we have to defend a better Zambia for them. We have to fight for that great nation so that when they grow up and when they come up, these children will come and say, our forefathers, our ancestors, will be ancestors by then, fought for our independence, for a great Zambia. Now, I want to mention this. There's a lot of poverty in this country. And the poverty in this country is too much. And because the poverty is too much, Zambians continue to suffer. Zambians are suffering. There's so much corruption going on in our country. We cannot keep quiet. There's so much injustice going in our country. We cannot keep quiet. We cannot keep quiet. Zambia belongs to all of us and not to a few individuals. And I want to tell you something. Congratulations to Madam Messi Chama at Zesco, who coordinated everything. I just want you to know that I know that you orchestrated everything and led to my arrest. Congratulations, and God bless you. But just know that I'm very much aware about those moves and whatever happened. Now, I want to go straight into speaking out for some people, especially in the cells, to say, there's a lot of injustice. People were telling me to say, Mr. Chella, I have been in these cells for a long time, 3 months, 4 months, and my case has not been dealt with. Okay? My case has not been dealt with. And I wonder to say, so what is really happening? No, my case, I came, I was arrested with this person has come out, me have not come out. Now there's an old man called Kanyanta, okay? 78-year-old Vincent Kanyanta. This old man, the son was involved, whatever he was accused of being involved in a robbery. And this father went to visit the son. And when he went to visit the son, you can imagine a 78-year-old man went to visit his son. When he was visiting his son, they were arrested together with his son. And this man had no idea why he was arrested. 78-year-old man. And this Vincent Kanyanta is at Lusaka Central Police. He was crying and telling me, Mwana, in these cells, I don't even know what crime I committed. When I asked those officers who were arresting me, they just told me, you are going in. Now, here is a poor man from Chipata compound. Poor man, poor 78-year-old man. No idea why he's in the cells. He continued cursing those police officers that arrested him. They arrested me. And they've arrested me, and I don't even know why they've arrested me. I am crying here, my son. I am suffering. And this man is crying out loud. Can the government hear out such people? I went in those cells to give hope. I went in the police cells to give hope to those who were hopeless. Because my brothers in those cells were hopeless. Okay, so my experience whilst I was in the cells was I became their source of hope and their source of encouragement. Okay, I became their source of encouragement and their source of inspiration. I was the one now encouraging my brothers in the cells to say, you see, God has a reason to why he took me in those police cells. And the mission he took me in there was to preach the message. And that message was the message of hope. And that message of hope I delivered for them. A lot of people thought, no, this is a bad thing, Chella has been arrested. I sympathize with you. I understand your feelings. But that had to happen for us to complete what we call. And in every youthful movement, in any movement, others have to be arrested, others have to be injured, others have to be. That's what makes the whole movement, powerful and strong. And I went in there for a reason and for a purpose. And that purpose is to give hope to the hopeless. And that purpose is to encourage those who are discouraged. There are people in those cells who lost hope. When I went there, they started calling me Commander. They started calling me Commander Bachela. When I entered, it was interesting. When I entered the cells, they said the baddest. Yeah, baddest is here. Chella Tukutah. And it was interesting that in there, people knew me. Okay, they knew me. And they were like, Chella Tukutah, yeah. Bakamba, you have no idea. I've always wanted to meet you. I've met you here. I've always wanted to see you. I've met you here. And for me, I found people, they start talking to you. No, I'm here in the cells because my boss brought me over 350 kwacha. You arrest people for 350 kwacha, yet they are criminals who have stolen millions from Zambians. And they are walking the streets freely. And people that only are, someone is owing 300 kwacha. And you see, you can't, one thing, you can't blame the police officers when you hear to say, oh, some police officers are corrupt. And it's not all the police officers that are corrupt. When you hear that, no, some police officers are corrupt, You can't blame them. Their conditions of service are not good. But I can guarantee you that police officers are good. It depends on how you take them. When I was arrested, I was told, brother, stay calm. We are not here to injure you. We are not here to what. Just be calm. And I was calm. They took me to Lusaka Central Police. Got my phones, my laptops, what, for investigations purposes, we're getting these things. But I could hear that there was one officer who was talking to a politician. No, we've done this. No, we've done this. No, we've done this. And I can confess here that I challenged that officer to say, oh, so you are being instructed by someone and you're not doing it because it's your will. Okay. So I told him, you know what? Posterity will judge you. Today I may be in cuffs. I was in cuffs. Today I may be in cuffs, but tomorrow I'll not be in the cuffs. So I stayed in there for a purpose. So for me, the voice for the poor Zambians, the voice against corruption continues. The voice to speak against the wrongs that are going in our country continues. I would love to thank people that really stood with me, that stood by me. I would love to thank police officers at Ndola Central Police. Shout out to Vachile, Chief of Operations, Ndola Central Police. You used to come and encourage us with the word of God. Vachile, shout out to you. CIO, Chief Investigations Officer, Ndola Central Police, great man. Always listening to the poor people, and those are the people we need. And those are the people we need. And I want to say, CIO Ndola Central Police, good man. May God bless you. You heard the cries of those poor people who were in the cells. You heard their cries. You went and helped them. And those people came out of the police cells. Small cases you handled. Those that needed to go to court, you spoke and said, you need to go to court. You need to appear before the courts so that your case starts moving. CIO Ndola Central Police, God bless you. Mrs. Tembo, Ndola Central Police, God bless you. All the officers that I can't even mention their names, Ndola Central Police, Lusaka Central Police, may God bless you. May God bless you. And I want to encourage every Zambian youth, when you know what you stand for, do not feel like you are being, do not be scared. Stand up for the truth. Stand up for the truth. I knew when I went into the cells, people were crying, telling me, oh Chella, now look, your kids, what. I'm not only fighting for my kids, I'm fighting for the kids of even those police officers, of the civil servants that are suffering, of the many millions of Zambians that are suffering.
nothing's clearer. You got me running around